Good. And we also have Georgina on here. I'm going to say it's a lovely day and it's been a Q week and we're very happy with it being a Q week. So basically, if you would like to ask us a question, we'd be happy to answer it. Otherwise, we can all go and do something outside in the sunshine. Yeah? Yes, Mel.
I thought you might have a question.
not because Steve's here, but
okay.
because we're in the middle of doing renewals. So I said, well, why don't you join me on the call? We can have a little bit of break from doing renewals and then we'll get back to it.
I'm sorry. And now we've not done anything interesting with our horror stories. Oh, you're missing out. Never mind. Yeah.
I have a question. Same old again. I have my MD's wife about uniform, tattoos and hair colouring. Right. Bearing in mind that I'm just going to give you the heads up, she might walk in the office in a minute. So we currently say that you need to cover your tattoos up. We've just employed somebody who's got tattoos all down their arms. We're going to get them a long sleeve shirt because that's what our policy is. However, the latest one has been if somebody had, look at Nadia smiling, if somebody has bright purple hair, of which
I long sleeve shirt, I'd cry.
I have somebody.
Yeah, we'll talk about that afterwards. Yeah,
I have somebody with red hair and somebody with purple hair. Is there a way that we can ask them to have natural colouring hair rather than them being individual and having purple and red hair? The query is, if BA can do it, why can't we?
Well, yeah, I can answer the question for you.
Thank you.
So, if the person came to their interview with purple hair and nose ring, and you did not inform them at the time that, you know, we want natural hair and no face piercings, and you offered them the job like that, it would be reasonably expected that you would allow them to continue to work looking like that. Whereas if you had the interview and hired them the job and they had dark hair and was wearing a long sleeve shirt and did not have a nose ring in, and then they came to work for you, and a few months later, one morning they turn up with purple hair, or suddenly they're wearing their short sleeve uniform and they got tattoos all down their arms, then that might be a conversation where you say, we weren't aware of your tattoos, and, you know, as per our staff handbook, you know, this is the rule, and you'll have to wear a long sleeve shirt to work. Or, you know, as per our staff handbook, we prefer, you need to have your hair in natural colours, or, you know, purple is not a natural colour. So that's the way to handle this. It's a bit what you did when you hired them. But if you hired them with purple hair, it's very difficult to now say, oh, by the way, we know we hired you and interviewed you with purple hair. We didn't tell you wouldn't be able to have purple hair, and now we want you to not have purple hair. That would be a little bit unreasonable.
It's not illegal, though. There's no protection for colours or for tattoos. No. However, it's going to be a much more unpleasant conversation than if it was the other way around, like Nadia said.
Yeah, it's not illegal. Yeah. It's not a protected characteristic to have tattoos or piercings or purple hair.
Yeah. So we've covered off the tattoos because that's been a discussion, which is fine, and piercings has been covered off. The hair colour has not been covered off, and a member of staff came and asked me about 3 months ago if they could change the colour of their hair and have purple hair, and I said yes, they could, because they're an individual member of staff, and you know, we dye our hair.
Whatever colour we want.
Whatever to cover our grey. I know it's slightly different and it's not within the normal shades, I guess. And now we've recruited somebody who has red hair when they've started. So hence that's why it's been picked up by the MD's wife. So I just need to try and iron out a I need to balance the expectations of individuals.
Well, maybe the conversation with the MD's wife, and please stop me if I kind of suddenly have to stop, should be that, look, we've covered off the piercings and we've covered off the tattoos, but we have to be reasonable. Let's give them the hair kind of thing. And maybe there's a balance here. Of course, I agree with you, and I assume Carolyne, having employed me for 5 years, looking the way I do, I looked like this when I got here. It's right to believe that employees should be able to look like individuals and look like themselves, and if that's purple hair and tattoos, it is. But it's we find with the golf clubs, it's hard for golf clubs to accept. In a lot of places. I'm
trying to do the best for everyone, and I'm kind of trying to balance it. So I don't want to lose good members of staff either as a result of it. But anyway, thank you very much. Yeah. That's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would be also stressing that these are the performance. It's really difficult, as we all know, to get good employees who do what they're even the minimum of what they're supposed to be doing. So if there's no performance issues, we shouldn't really be getting so het up about what the outward appearance is, because actually they might have perfectly normal hair and be absolutely rubbish. It's not a given that just because they look normal that they're going to be a good employee. So, good. Okay, Melanie Pointer, have you got any questions for us today? Thought you might.
I do. In fact, I had a very normal looking person that was a complete pain in the ass, and I would have swapped purple hair for somebody else anyway. So this person's gone. As you know, they were going to have the exit and then they went themselves. But it has come to my notice that apparently this person was working for my competitor before they left.
Oh.
And that's obviously breach of contract. Now, do I think to myself, well, she's gone and why would I even bother to do anything? Or should I actually just do something to make it known that that is an acceptable thing to the rest of the people? And there's a part B, which is a bit of a plot thickener. Her friend that she left behind,
right?
I had words with her and said, look, are you thinking of going, and all the rest of it? Of course, she's not going to tell me. But it turns out that, yes, she is going to the competitor, but she doesn't have enough experience yet. So she's staying with me until she has enough experience to go to the competitor as well. So,
that is so cheeky.
Yeah, I know. Don't you love it? So this soap opera, I need some sort of direction, because I don't know whether to do anything about the breach, and also I don't know what to do about exiting the person that's under 2 years if I know, because I don't know if you can say that as a reason. You can't go, actually, I've heard that you are going as well, blah, blah, blah. So, because she can say, oh, it's hearsay or any of those things, or whether I just say, I don't like the colour of your shoes, you're out. So, what do you reckon?
Can you do without the person? I mean, I don't know how.
I will replace them before that point.
Right. Okay. In which case I would just say, sorry, it's not working out. Off you go. Here's your notice. Bye.
And if she says why?
You're not at the level we need. I mean, I would keep it fairly general. As long as she doesn't, again, we're back to the protected characteristics. As long as she doesn't have any protected characteristics, in which case we're going to need to put a little bit more effort in, and we could do that separately.
Do you not think that everyone has a protected characteristic if they want to find it? So,
I'm going to say the only people who don't
know if she's got one or not.
The thing is, she's Indian, but then so are half the rest of my staff.
Yeah, no. So she does have a protected characteristic. So we would need to maybe find some thing that we're unhappy with in her performance.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can't. Okay.
Well, I don't know how you found out about her going.
Well, somebody that's now come back to work has been watching the threads of the other companies' socials and other things like that, and it came to her notice, and then they got taken down, and then she spoke to somebody that knew the girl's boyfriend. Yeah. Anyway, so the point is, it's come out.
Wow, that is a network.
You could just ask her right out. You could say to her, I've become aware
attention
that your intention is to leave here, and that you are, and I need to understand the timeline of that. It's taking a chance, because she could say, absolutely not, it's not true, it's all hearsay. You can say, well, it was posted on the site, it's been removed, but it was posted there. So, it seems
I think she'll backtrack, because I've sort of had that conversation. But before I knew this, I just said, look, I know your friend's gone now and what have you, and are you thinking of going? And it was like, no. But so I don't think I'm going to get anywhere by fronting it. But I just feel that not only is her loyalty somewhere else, but essentially now she's fraternising with the enemy, and she's in my camp. So
the thing but it's not the fraternising, because you can never stop the fraternising, but the fact that it does feel like she's using you, which I suppose everybody does to a certain extent, but very, very specifically using you in order to get this other job, not just like a normal employee says, oh, actually, it's time for me to move on. It's like, right, how sort of counting the days, it feels like, when will I have enough experience to then go to this other place? I've got no intention of staying here no matter what. And that's what feels wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But it's finding a way to exit that person so on my terms rather than their terms, or I just wait till they go. But
well, I would be certainly not giving her anything to help her grow.
Oh, no, exactly. I've ticked that box.
So is she a 0 hours worker?
No, she's just before this came to my notice, she transferred from 0 hours to a contract.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I had the discussion about, are you thinking of this and this and this, and absolutely not, and all those things. And then I did the contract. Stupid. Yeah.
No, not stupid. I mean, if they lie, I'm going to say people are very good at lying nowadays. And not letting you know what's really going on. I've realised lately that I thought I was a really good reader of people, and I'm absolutely fucking useless. No, it's all good.
I agree. I was married for 17 years. I thought I was a good judge of character, and I wasn't. Yeah. There you have it.
Yes. No, exactly. But it's because other people are deliberately hiding stuff, not because we are stupid or innocent or naive. It's because they are deliberately hiding stuff, and they get very good at it. That's the thing.
Exactly.
So we're just nice people, and they're not. So that's fine.
Fine. Yeah. So I can't get rid of her then because she's Indian.
Yes. Well, no, you can. It's just
a little bit of a risk.
Yeah.
I would say you have risk because you have a protected characteristic there, and you need to be aware of the risk. But your risk is slightly mitigated by the fact that you have several other Indian employees that you are not letting go. So if she claimed she was let go because she's Indian, you could say, well, not really, because I have a lot of other
and I've just sponsored an Indian
employees
for 3
from
years.
that background, or I've even just replaced you with someone from that background. So actually, no, that's not it. But what the risk is that it won't stop her from trying. That's the risk. That's the risk. So you have mitigation, but you'll need to defend yourself, is what we're saying.
Right.
It won't stop her from trying.
Right.
By the way, this is a very rare situation where you have this mitigation. Normally you don't. So you should just be aware of the risk, and it's just really about your appetite for risk.
Yeah. So with the other girl, with the breach of contract,
would be discrimination. You need to understand that. So
I can prove it's nothing to do with that. But with the other girl, with the breach of contract, should I let that go?
Yes. Unfortunately, yes, I would let it go.
It's not worth the time and the money you're going to spend.
But she's gone. If she was still working for you and you found out she was working with somebody else, absolutely, you would write the letter and dismiss her. But the fact that she's gone, she doesn't care. She's going to get a letter from you and go, ha, 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 very funny, and throw it in the bin. It's not worth any effort on your part. That's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's shit. It is.
All my questions, and
And no satisfying answers today for you. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Thank you anyway.
All right. Steve, you're not in Spain. Have you got any questions for us?
I haven't got anything for once in my life. No, I've got nothing I need to ask. So
Okay, that's
I just came on to listen.
Well, that's a good position to be in, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm with you on the tattoos.
Yeah. There you go. See?
And when I retire at the end of the year, I'm going to have a sleeve done.
I thought you were going to have a full face.
Very nice.
Full face, Steve. There you
No,
go.
I've got to say, I can't understand people who put tattoos on their faces.
No, that is a bit that's a bit too full.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It does make me think of a Marvel film sort of bad guy when you have stuff on your face. I'm ooh, that's what bad guys do. So just in all films.
Imagine the pain of getting tattoos on your face.
I wouldn't even want to think what the pain must be like.
No, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out as well.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Good. Okay. Well, we'll leave it for today. And like I said, we'll be here again next week. I'm not sure how many people will be here next week because they'll be right on oh, Mel. Good. Excellent, Mel. Fantastic. Because it'll be Easter. But yeah, anything in the meantime, just send us an email or give us a call and we'll sort it out. Right. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you want a free tribunal audit of your employment contract and handbook, click the link in the description below.